Hi, I'm Dani, and this is my daddy.
Hi.
Welcome back to the show. If you saw our last show, we did.
We cut pumpkins, didn't
Yeah.
we? Because what was the occasion? Was it Easter? No. Valentine's Day. No, it was St. Patrick's Day. Orangeman's Day. The anniversary of the Statute of Westminster. No, what was the day? We wore masks and costumes, some makeup. It was Christmas. No, that's not right. What was it?
Halloween!
Halloween. Yes, that's correct. It was Halloween, and what did we get? What did we do Halloween? We knocked on some doors.
We got some candy.
We got some candy.
And we ate it.
And we ate it. And we got some exercise because we actually had to walk, didn't we? We couldn't fly from door to door. Could we?
I could.
You
I was
could.
the devil.
You were the devil. Well, we actually walked door to door, and maybe we saw some of their homes. Maybe we bumped into some of our viewers on the street while they were out trick or treating as well.
I know.
Somebody did recognize you from the show. Actually, we did see somebody who remembered you and recognized you from the show on Halloween. We went down to the Majestic Lawn as well. And
We went to West Street.
yeah, well, that's where on West Street, and we got to see the stuff that the city had for all of the trick or treaters. That was pretty cool. How was the train? The train was decorated, wasn't it? Did you like that? It was a bit different. It was kind of scary and
There's a big spider.
big spiders.
Well, spider.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's what we did. Our last episode was the one that brought us into Halloween, and we carved pumpkins, and I made mine was kind of like a haunted house with a bat, and you did something pretty cool.
I did like the basic triangle, but I did one side happy and one side sad.
Yeah, so you had two sides on yours. So when we lit it up, you could rotate it around, and everyone can see the happy side or the sad side.
And you only left the unhappy.
Yes, and we left it on the happy side for the most part. Hey.
And then someone switched it to middle.
Yeah, so do you think anybody that watched the show last time followed along maybe and tried some stuff with us or carved their own unique pumpkins? We saw lots of pumpkin carvings while we were out, didn't we? Yeah, so maybe some of them
We
actually
saw a lot.
watched the show.
We went trick or treating,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw one with the like a big pumpkin with a little tiny pumpkin with an eyeball in it.
Wow, yes, we did. That was pretty cool.
You weren't there.
Well, that was the one that you saw I think it was Reed Street.
No, it was this street.
Oh, and this right with Mommy. Yes, that's right. I did see that one actually. It was really cool. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and we did certainly get lots of candy, lots of walking, and we had lots of fun with our family and our friends that day. But today it's after Halloween now, so we can't do something Halloween related again, can we? What is something that Daddy did recently that was pretty cool? What did I do? I built an easel, which is a fancy word for a what? I stand for a canvas, right? For painting. And I did something. I painted something, didn't I? What did I paint? Do you remember what it was called?
Which Adam?
A Bridge to Autumn. Yes, from the very famous Bob Ross. Yes, so from Bob Ross. And I got
And-
so excited about painting.
And if you want to see that, go on Daddy's live stream.
Yeah, well, actually, I can show them a picture right now. And that's the painting I did. That was the Bob Ross Bridge to Autumn, and it inspired us, didn't it? We actually did a little bit of painting. You painted your own picture. We painted a couple of small pictures, and so today we thought
mine's upstairs.
it is. Yeah, mine's actually in your brother's room. He loved it so much he wanted to put it in his room on the wall.
And
but
also,
you and I are going to do something today, paint-wise.
And also, we try to do.
Yeah, we had some fun with our painting, with trying what we're going to do today, and some of it brushed over or was left over on this.
Yeah.
And this is actually part of what we're going to do today, isn't it? So why don't we bring in our supplies, and with our supplies, we will start the painting. Until then, we'll be
right back.
Right back.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back. And so we've got some pretty cool supplies. I just want to show right quick. We actually have these little stencils. Did we buy these in the store?
No.
No? Where did we get these?
You made them.
I made them. So if you want to do similar to what we're doing and you want some stencils and maybe you can't find them in the store, I'll tell you what I did. I went online and I found the pictures I wanted, and I said, okay, I want a unicorn, but then I used a fancy big word that starts with an S, and it's another word for kind of like a shadow. It's a silhouette. So I said unicorn silhouette, and it gave me, I found this one here was the one I really liked. I printed it out, and then I put clear tape. So this is kind of plasticky now, but I put clear tape on both sides, and then I used an X-Acto knife, and I cut around very, very slow on both sides so that I didn't have to worry about pulling anything, and then we got our unicorn.
Plus, if you want to do this, do it with an adult before they cut it out.
Absolutely. If you're going to use an X-Acto knife, make sure that you have an adult there to help or to even do it for you, because they can be pretty sharp.
And then we have these canvases with these brushes and some more model and paint.
But we also have a ballerina, right? So if we show everybody over here, maybe they can see it a little bit. The ballerina over here, how I carved it. Now I had a lot of different choices with ballerinas. I chose this one because her legs were together, which made it easier to cut out with the X-Acto knife.
And we also have these feathers and roses.
Yeah, so we're actually going to add to our painting, and more than just paint. We're going to add some really cool stuff, and we'll get into exactly what we're going to do in a moment. But first of all, these little square canvases, where did we buy these?
We bought them at the Dollarama.
Yes, we did. Of course, that is probably our favorite store for our arts and supplies right now, isn't it?
And that's a very cheap.
Yeah. So it's a wonderful place, boys and girls, to go and find any and all art supplies that you might need. This is one of them. I like these little square canvases. So we're just going to open the 2 square canvases, and then we're going to discuss our first painting, which is going to involve the ballerina.
We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back. We've got all of that unraveled. I got separated. If you want to separate yours, just so we don't get paint on the other one. And we have our paints out. So we're going to use these 5 different colored paints. Okay, for this one here, we're going to use just a plain white, a nice black. So I want to make sure it's a good dark black. We're using this blue here. It's called Tropical Blue.
We're using blue neon.
Yeah, a bit darker.
And peacock blue.
Peacock blue. And so those are our 5 paints we're going to use. And the painting that we're going to do is going to be quite simple, but also a bit of fun. So always shake your paints, because you never know if there's any kind of liquid, or
like
maybe
ketchup.
It's clumping together. Yeah, shake it like you shake your ketchup. And we're going to just take a little bit of the white, not a whole lot. We're just going to put
a little dab
right there. That should be enough white. And you put some on yours. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to dab a little bit of blue. And as you can see, we're just kind of putting it in the middle. We can probably have a little bit more blue, though, because this blue is going to be a pretty cool dominant color. And I'm not even shaking it. Oh my goodness, I just finished saying shake your paint and then I forgot to shake it. Okay. Little bit darker. Wow. And darker again. And And finally, just a little touch of black. Not much. Just a little sprinkle of black. And there. So we're going to start with our paints just blob like this. And so this is going to be a super simple painting, isn't it? That anyone can do. Right? Right.
Yep.
Okay, so you grab that brush. I'll grab the bigger one. And all
from...
we're going to do is start in the middle, and we're going to try to grab half the paint. Just push it to the side. It's that simple. No, start in the middle. Grab half the paint, right? So we're just going to grab half the paint and pull it.
Like here?
Yeah. Oh, no. In the middle of the paint itself, see? So you're going to start right in the middle of your paint. Not painting, right there in the middle. And we're just going to drag it over.
I added too little white.
Yeah, and then we're going to do the same all the way up. And eventually our paints are going to start to blend. The next we're going to do is add stars. Now there's a little secret special technique to adding stars that we're going to use, and we're going to try to do it so we don't get clumping. Unfortunately, I'm not the best at this, so I might get a little bit of clumping.
Well, last time I did this, I had like one dab, but that was by accident.
Yeah. So all I'm going to do is, because I don't mind putting a little bit of white paint on the bottom here, I'm just going to touch a little bit of paint, and we'll put a little bit on yours as well. Just a little touch of paint, not much. And we're going to take our brush, and we're just going to grab a little bit of that white paint.
This brush?
Sure, yeah. And then we're going to take our brush, or another brush, holding on to it, we're going to tap it. We're going to try to tap, see if we can tap a nice little melody. It's a good little melody, isn't it? So we have some stars. Maybe I want to add a little bit more. Maybe just a little touch more stars. And perfect. It's almost like you got a little shooting star going on here. I like it. I like the shooting star. Did you get any paint on your body yet? Oh, you got some on your arm? I got some on my hands. Whoever said painting was a clean job has never really painted before. Okay.
Sit, Baba.
Now we're going to do a stroke of black paint. Okay, so we're going to get our big brushes back, but we got to get them really clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a towel right quick so we can wipe them, dry them, and then we'll put our black on, and I'll be right back.
And we're back!
Yeah, so we're going to actually take our black now, and we're going to add some to the bottom. Kind of,
not that
different.
much, but just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit is all we need, and we're going to try to paint a straight line across, as straight as we can get it. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is it's going to be our first real artistic freehand kind of a thing that's going to require a little bit of finesse. We're going to make.
It's going to take a long time, but we're going to make grass.
We're going to make grass. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of black right here for me. And I'll put some right there for you. And we're going to share this brush. This is a very fine point brush. And with that fine point brush, I'm just going to touch a little bit of paint. I don't want a lot. I don't want to smother the brush. And then I'm just going to stroke upward and start making a bit of grass.
And we'll be right back when we're done.
Done, and I'm done with the grass. Now comes really the final part, isn't it? Yes, now comes
two parts.
Well, kind of. It's just one part left. We're going to use our stencil.
And
what? Right, and then the feathers. Okay.
There's two parts.
Yeah, you're right. Two-part. I totally forgot the feather part. Good remembering. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a place where we want our ballerina to go. I'm going to go pretty close to the middle, right about there.
I'm going to do mine off-centered because she's like twirling, and she's going to be twirling like a lot to the side.
Neat idea. And we're just going to grab the paint, the black, and ever so lightly and patiently, we're just going to paint in from the edge of the stencil. And there's my ballerina. Ooh, she looks so pretty. So, ballerina, when she's painted out, there you go. That's the silhouette of the ballerina. And the next thing we're going to do now is add some feathers just around to her tutu to make her tutu stand out a little bit differently. It's going to be really cool. So when Dani's done with her ballerina, that's going to be the next step. In the meantime, I'm going to get the feathers out and ready to get started on that.
Is that one okay?
If you want it to be, however big you want her tutu to be.
I want a tutu to be big because a lot of ballerinas have like
There you
poofies.
go. Really poofy ones. Now, how do you know what ballerinas have?
Because I used to be in ballet.
You were a ballerina. Okay. Now what we're going to do, actually, Dani, hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to take some black paint.
I found my two perfect.
And just add it there because we can use the paint almost like a glue. And so if I take that and I stick it down into my black paint, when the black paint dries, it'll dry with the ballerina tutus. Okay. And there's my ballerina in her pretty little tutu.
Here's my ballerina.
What do you think, boys and girls? You like it? Do you like it?
I'm
Nice.
just trying to get my situated.
I just touched a bit of paint on the side. All right. And yours is looking some pretty.
Mine has a best week in the middle.
We can always cover that up. Let's just grab another small one and cover that up a little bit.
Mine's a big puffy tutu.
There we go. Covered. So show the camera over here. Your
This
pretty
one's
ballerina.
mine. I really like it because it's like midnight in the ballerina. And
Yeah.
I did this pose before, but not my tippy toes. It was like more like a.
Is that what she's doing? Yeah. Or she's kind of making a C, maybe? Show me. Yeah, just loose fingers.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
And if you like the traditional pose is like this.
Like this. And then you can go up into the C. Ooh. Maybe I should be a ballerina. Okay, that is our ballerina one. We're going to get ready for the next one now. So we're going to take a quick moment to get this out of the way and get the next one all set up, and we'll be right back.
And we're back with all the supplies we need.
Yes, we are. So we obviously have different colors now. So we're going to do a different kind of a setting in the daytime. So the first one we did was a bit like nighttime.
It was like Dusk by Dawn.
Yeah, it was, well, not by dawn. The one we're going to do now was more like dawn.
Yeah,
When we did
that
was
one
dusk.
was dusk.
Yeah, like nighttime. And now we're going to do early in the morning. So we've got some really bright colors for early in the morning. We've got bright yellow. And we've got this pure pumpkin. Kind of like our last episode we did pumpkins, right?
We got peacock blue again.
Peacock blue.
And we got tropical blue.
Bright red. Deep red.
And
Black again. Yeah, so...
And no white this time.
No white this time. No. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint our background just like last time. First. So, oh, shake the paint. Shake it, shake it, shake it.
I can shake all of them right now.
No, that's okay. I'll shake paint. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the yellow because It's only because where it's bright, right when the sun comes up over the horizon, you're a little bit bright, and a little touch of yellow
It
there.
looks like a sunset, not really when it comes up.
All right, now we're going to do a little bit more orange.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
The orange is going to mix with that little touch of yellow. We're not going to use,
That's
again,
a lot.
much yellow. In fact, we're just going to brush the yellow a little bit and then right into the orange. And now for some of the red.
I'm copying you because last time I added too little.
Yeah. And there's the red. Shaky, 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 shaky. And a darker red. And then we're going to go into our sky now. We're starting to get blue. After the sun starts reflecting off of the ground. So we use that blue.
You
All
shake
my
this one?
circles. I did, yeah.
Good.
Darker blue. And finally, just a little touch of black up on the top. Literally, just a little smidgen. Just because it's going to be a little bit darker further away from the sun. I probably should add a little bit more yellow, just thinking about that.
Well, I added a bit more than you did, but not that much.
You add a little bit more yellow. And we're going to go back to our big brushes. We're going to start with the yellow. And just like before, we're going to start in the middle and drag it out.
A bit more yellow.
Well, this is where we're going to make a little bit of a circle on the yellow. So, what you're going to add, you're going to blend a bit? Okay, hold on. Why don't you... Oh yeah, that's good. That'll work. We're going to make a bit of that. Oh my goodness, you got some black paint on this. Our hands are going to be so full of paint. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow down here.
Maybe that was that open. I know you don't like yellow.
And what I want to do is
Yeah.
try and see if I can make a good circle. All right, so we've got our sky and we've got our little yellow circle in the sky, which is our sun.
Oh no.
And the next step now is
Wait.
black.
I don't have a son.
You don't have a sun?
Well, not yet.
You're working on it, aren't you? All right, I got that done.
I got mine done.
Now I'm going to do a little bit more black before we move on. So I'm going to touch a little bit of black right about here.
Why?
Because we're going to make a bush. Yeah.
I don't
So I'm going to grab a black brush
know. I guess.
and I'm just going to do this. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah. Mine's gonna be different because I'm not pouring the paint on. I'm grabbing the paint on from the spots right here.
Ah.
Mine's gonna be a big bush. I could add lots of. What is it?
We're adding roses to this painting, aren't we?
Yeah. Can I show the roses?
You sure can.
So these are the roses, mini roses that we picked up from the dollar store, and they're only $1.25.
Yeah.
And they're red. They're cute.
So I can keep the black on that brush for now. But what I need to do before I move on is make sure my sun is dry. We can't do the next step until our sun is dry. So we're going to let our sun dry, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so it's dried enough now that we can start working on it. And that's the beauty of acrylic paint. Acrylic paint dries pretty quickly.
And
So,
I have a question.
okay,
When you do that, can I do the roses?
sure, why not? So you're gonna dab a bit more black paint on it because just like before, we're gonna let our paint act as the glue. So you're gonna add some roses to your little bush there that you made, and in the meantime, I'm going to use my stencil and place my stencil right about here, maybe. So we're going to do a painting where our unicorn is going to be walking towards a beautiful rose bush. Oh, I need the black paint, Dani. Thank you. Right there, some black paint. Okay, hold my stencil in place. And I don't want to drag the brush too much when I'm doing this because I don't want the smallest part of the stencil to really move much, because that could really interfere
I'm adding
with the shape of my unicorn.
roses. Okay?
Are you?
I got big.
As long as you save some for my bush.
There's
And make
plenty.
sure my rose bush has some roses on it.
I give you plenty, see?
Ah, thank you.
I'm done. So I'm going to show you mine. Oh, I can stop kind of band. So this is mine. It's not fully dried up here, but the sun's all dry. And here's my rose bushes that's falling apart.
Paint's not quite dry yet. The black paint. Beautiful. Okay. So this is our painting. I'm not going to hold it up too straight because we need to wait for this black paint. So we can hold a little bit of an angle over here. And
But this one's mine. And I put a little rose in his hair.
you did. I like it. And this is the one that I finished. So we've got a little sun rising up into the sky with our unicorn looking at a rose bush. Now there's one more important thing that we have to do that you mentioned earlier. I totally forgot. But we'll do it with this one. And then we'll do it with our other one afterward as well. What is that? We have to sign it. Don't we? Okay. Let's use the white paint because we're going to sign onto our black. So we're done our two paintings now. We're going to sign this one over here. And we're going to call it a day, folks. Thank you so much for watching.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you're also on YouTube watching, and maybe you want to leave us a comment letting us know how we're doing, and maybe if you have some suggestive ideas so that's for arts and crafts projects we can do in the future. If you're watching on Rogers TV, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and we hope you join us in the next episode. Until then,
Bye.
bye for now.